The Invasion, starring Nicole Kidman. It's a 2007 film. Nicole plays a Washington, D.C. psychiatrist who discovers a mysterious alien epidemic sweeping through the city. A crashed space shuttle, it unleashes an alien virus that transforms humans into emotionless beings while they sleep. This virus, spreading through sleep, slowly strips away human emotions, replacing them with a cold collective consciousness. The Invasion offers a fascinating, unsettling parallel to the spiritual battle that we face every day, waged on our minds, a battle many believe is orchestrated by the devil. For the past week or so, this movie has been pulling on me. Like, I need you to watch me. I've been staying busy, keeping my mind busy, and this movie is just like knocking. So I said to myself, there must be a message in it that I need to share with you guys. I haven't seen the movie in ages. I actually forgot a lot, what was going on in it, what was it about. But I recently caved and I watched it. In the film, this alien virus comes in very discreetly. The victims experience strange behavior in loved ones, having a sense that something is off, something just isn't right. As the virus progresses, individuals become emotionless drones, prioritizing conformity over individuality, safety over freedom, and control over love. These people's personalities are suppressed, and it's replaced by a chilling uniformity. This reflects the devil's ultimate goal for us, to strip us of our unique God-given identities and mold us into puppets of darkness. He desires to control our actions, dictating our thoughts and desires, leading us away from our true purpose and connection with the divine. Now, as I really got into the movie, I was watching it, I understood why I was brought to it. Nicole Kidman's character, she struggles to understand this battle, this invasion that's going on. This resonates with us with the spiritual battle. She faces disbelief and resistance from those already infected, highlighting the difficulty of recognizing and combating insidious influences in our own lives. We too can become so accustomed to negative thought patterns or harmful behaviors that we fail to recognize their destructive power. It takes courage, awareness, and often the support of people around us to break free from these cycles. The film's depiction of infected individuals acting out in unusual ways, their motivations warped by the alien influence, further echoes the effects of spiritual oppression. The enemy often works through deception and subtle manipulation, leading us to behave in ways that are inconsistent with our true selves. We might find ourselves acting out of anger, fear, or selfishness, driven by forces we don't fully understand. In the invasion, it's an alien virus. In the spiritual realm, the perceived source is the devil, the enemy working through temptation, lies, and exploiting our weaknesses. Both situations, we have a foreign force seeking to control our minds and ultimately our lives. Listen, you can't sit there during this spiritual battle that we have to face. You can't just sit there and do nothing. Believe it or not, that's what the enemy counts on you to do. You're wondering why every time you turn on the news, it seems like things are just getting worse. People young doing things that just doesn't make sense. I know when I hear about stories of people doing the unthinkable, you ever look at their mug shots, it just seems like their whole entire vessel has just been taken over by something very dark. You can see it in the eyes. It just doesn't make any sense. So you ask yourself, how do we fight? How do we fight back? How do we protect ourselves in this battle? It's important that we first, put God first, is what I'm trying to say. We put God first and ingest his word. Stay close to him and know that your real enemy is always lurking, is always around. Live from your true identity. Put on the full armor of God. The enemy will flee when you submit to God. Now, I want to say this before I end the video, that veil is very thin. The enemy doesn't need to fly down in spaceships to come after you. You know, they come and see that they come to your home. Let me say this. They come to your address and they see all these doors that are open. There's fighting in the household, families turning on each other. I mean, let's just look around. A lot of our family members can't get along worth of nothing. And the enemy he feeds off that. So we got all these doors open. The enemy is coming in. There's drugs, there's alcohol involved. There's just a lot of very low vibrational activities taking place. And it's making it very easy for this invasion to take over our houses, over our minds. You know, the enemy already knows you're not a praying household. He's been watching and observing. And and a lot of you, you know, you delight in wickedness. You know, you do things that don't make sense. So it's an open door for the enemy and his crew to just come right on in. Imagine waking up and you no longer have control over your body, over your mind. You wake up, you just get in a car, you just crash off of a bridge or something, you know? And I'm just using that as an example, but just imagine, you know, something dark just driving your body around. You know, it's very scary. I'm glad I was brought back to this movie. Usually when God wants me to know something, there's a message that he wants me to share. It will not leave my mind. It's like a phone that will keep on ringing. It won't stop until you answer it. So be kind to yourself. If God is, let's say, removing people from your life, count it as a blessing. Remember, he can see what's up ahead. He knows the plots and plans of the wicked. You know, we can't be walking around putting on the armor, fighting, but we're still walking with the ones who refuse to do the work, the ones who are walking in darkness, doing all kinds of wickedness, because guess what? They'll just drag you down with them. You know, in that movie, the ones that were already infected would group up and do any and everything to make you become one of them. You know, sounds familiar. You're over here praying, you're reading your word, and the enemy sends in all kinds of distractions to get you on board with him. You know, women, fast cars, all the sex you want. He says, I got you, slowly dragging you away from the light into the darkness. So I know this was kind of all over the place, but you know, I hope you guys understood the message. And if you haven't seen that movie, check it out. It is a very interesting movie. And then, you know, comment, let me know what you think. And I will see you on the next video. Take care of yourself.